Well, some things are changing very rapidly. This is still a very fluid situation, but they have just opened back up rural road to traffic. I'm going to step out of the way, give you guys kind of a look at what it looks like right now. You can see some traffic moving, but on the other side of it, on one of the side streets, Lamplighter, that's where the focus of this investigation has been for the last about an hour and a half or so. Now, here's what we do know at this point from Tempe Police. This was an officer-involved shooting. Tempe Police is confirming that a suspect in this officer-involved shooting is dead. Tempe Police has not released any other information on if there was anybody else injured, if there was anybody else involved. We still don't know details on what led up to this officer-involved shooting, but we know that it happened from people we've been talking to this area sometime around 6:30, 6:45, so about an hour and a half to an hour and 15 minutes ago. But again, the majority of this investigation taking focus on Lamplighter, which is just off of rural here near Baseline. Obviously, this all happening on a Friday night, a very busy intersection in Tempe. So a lot of concern from a lot of neighbors. People have been trying to get into their apartments, trying to get into their homes, go about their business on a Friday night. But the scene is developing. It's still very active, but they have just opened the rural road, back up to traffic. So that indicates a sign that possibly the investigation is progressing, and that kind of confirms that most of the investigation on the other side of the road right now. We have seen officers kind of walking up and down the street, looking at some of the walls along the sidewalks, looking for bullet holes. People in this area say that they heard a lot of shots that were fired around this time. But again, we're still waiting for information onto what led up to this officer-involved shooting. We're still waiting for any identification of the suspect who is dead, and we are still waiting to hear if there was anybody else, if there were any officers that were possibly injured in this incident as well. We don't have any of that information yet, but again, this scene's just been going on for about an hour 15, an hour 30 minutes. So we're hoping to speak with the officer with Tempe Police sometime in the next little bit here, get some of those questions answered for you. But anything we learned, we will bring to you both on air and online. But for now, reporting live in Tempe, Zach Prelutsky for Arizona's Family.
All right, Zach, thank you for the update. Now let's check in with Steven Sarabia now, who's live at a nearby hospital there. Steven, we're told you're seeing some police officers in that area. Tell us more.
Yeah, that's right, Michael. And as Zach mentioned, we can't confirm any other injuries besides what happened with the suspect. But we're at the trauma center that's nearby. It's near Dobson and 60, close by to the scene. And we're just going to zoom in because we see a couple law enforcement units. The main one you're going to see right there is DPS. We're not sure if they are involved, but what you can't see because there's some ambulance in the way is that there is a Tempe police cruiser parked here as well. And we have seen some law enforcement sort of walking around. Again, we're not sure if that's related to the scene, but we can confirm that a Tempe police cruiser is here at this hospital here in Mesa. And as Zach mentioned, we are still working to get more information right now. Scene here, though, haven't seen too many officers out right now. They were more so a couple minutes ago before you tossed to me. I'm not seeing anything at the moment. There was a police motorcycle officer who did drive by the trauma center just a little bit earlier. But as Zach mentioned, this is still very early. It's still very developing. And of course, you can count on Arizona's Family to keep you updated as soon as we learn any more information.